you're getting thrown into a place where you possibly don't know anybody and you just have to figure it all out. It's just super stressful. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mariah Monique. I just finished my first year of college. I am going into sophomore year at the School of Art and Design at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. And that was a different experience for me. Like, just the people, everyone, like the classes, the culture is completely different from where I'm from. U of M especially, and the work put on you is just, it's so much. The professors really expect a lot from their students. And the homework, I had to write so many essays, stressed about them. Like, everything was just so extra, and they make everything unnecessarily hard. But I guess it's for a reason. Like, if you can handle this, you can handle anything, basically. Like, if you can succeed here, if you can thrive here amidst this stress and all these deadlines, if you can like work on your time management, productivity, all that stuff, then you'll be good everywhere else. But when you're first starting out as a freshman, all those assignments, all those essays, all the projects I have for my art classes pile up, and it's just a lot to handle. And then couple that with wanting to have a social life and wanting to have time for yourself, and it's just a lot. Like, you definitely have to learn time management, or else you won't be able to get anything done. Like, you really need to have that time for at least for me, I need to have that time for myself. But I also wanted to make sure that I wasn't secluding myself and that I actually like went out with people. I took 17 credits my first semester, and while most of those were art classes, they were still like 2 to 3 hours each. I had a large amount of homework for each class. And art school is different from everything else because you get assigned a lot of projects, and there's not like a set amount of time that you're supposed to spend on these projects. They take how long? They take the amount of time that they take. Like, you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna be done with this project in 2 hours. No, like, it'll be fine. Because then the 2 hours will be up and you'll only be halfway done. And then you'll be stressing, trying to cram, trying to finish it all. Ugh, you don't want to do that. You can't turn them in late because you'll get marked down. It's just super stressful. I had to stay on top of all of my grades, all of my assignments, because I was trying to get a high GPA. Another thing, I feel like I care too much about my GPA, and that also added stress, because if I had been okay with a slightly lower, still good, but slightly lower GPA, I wouldn't have stressed as much, and I would have had time to do other things. Probably would have went out a little bit more. But I made the dean's list first semester. I was super close to making a second semester, so like, as an art major, I don't need to have a super high GPA. I also don't need to be on the dean's list. That's just extra. I don't think it'll really help me in my job searches. Like, they want to know what you're good at. They want to know that you can actually do what you say you can do on paper. They want to see proof. They want to see your portfolio. They don't really care if you can write a really good essay and if you can get A's in a class. Because you can get an A in a class and still not know how to do the work. Freshman year, every grade, like, I was so obsessed with every single grade. And if I got a B on something, if I got a C on something, that was like the end of the world. Like, glad I didn't fail anything. I had close, small classes, so around 20. I think they were capped at 20 students, and that was really good, especially for transitioning into college. It was good to get more close-knit classes because you got to actually know your professor. It wasn't just you're in a lecture hall with 300 students and you have a GSI, and I actually don't even know what that stands for, and you have like a TA or something teaching your class, and you never even get to talk to the professor, and he doesn't even know your name. It wasn't like that. Like, all my professors knew who I was. They knew when you weren't there. You got to ask them questions. You had the option to go to office hours, which I barely utilized. Yeah, that's a regret I have, not going to office hours. It would have helped me so much, but I didn't go, and I just know for the future that I probably should. College is what you make of it. What I've learned is that you shouldn't spend all of your time, or even like a large majority of your time, solely focused on school. Like, you need to do other things. You need to focus on other ways that are going to help you grow and help you mature, help you find what you want to do, and network with people. And that goes into socializing, the whole like social aspect of college. Like, I went to a few football games, not really a big sports person. Most of my friends aren't huge sports people either, so it wasn't a big deal. I went out to dinners a lot. They had a lot of, U of M put on a lot of events that I went to. I went to a lot of plays and musicals. And sometimes you just like hang out around the dorm, or you go to the dining hall. Like, I don't party. I don't really party. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that stuff. So for me, I wasn't a part of the whole party scene in college. That does make it a bit harder because sometimes you have to work harder to find things that are fun. The good thing about being on a college campus is that there's always something going on. There's always something to do. So it's not, that part wasn't actually that hard. In general, I wouldn't say I'm much of a social person. And I'm not the type of person to have like a whole bunch of friends. That's never been me. I always have had like a few close friends and then like a lot more acquaintances. Like, it wasn't super hard for me to make friends. I think because I was in a learning community, and so it was easier for me to find people that were interested in the same things that I was. And we had a class together, so we had time to get to know each other. We also had to go to a lot of events through that learning community, so I got to meet a lot of people through that. That wasn't terribly hard. It's just completely different because people are from all over the world and you have different experiences than you, different backgrounds, different personalities, and it's hard. I feel like for me it's hard to get to know people. It's hard to like become close with people. I don't understand how people can be friends with, like, best friends with someone in like a couple months. I personally don't understand that. It takes me a lot longer. I feel like I've made good friends in college. Friends that I'm actually like happy and proud to have, like happy to be around. College is just different because, and it's different for a lot of reasons, but just you're getting thrown into a place where you possibly don't know anybody and you just have to figure it all out. I was in a few clubs and I had a learning community, so it was easier for me to find friends. And I got to move in a couple days before everyone else, so we had time to get to know each other before everyone else started moving in and everything got hectic. There were a lot of like events, like mixers and picnics and festivals, things where you can go and get to meet people, find clubs and things to join. And if you have those, I don't know who's watching, but if anyone's an incoming student, I would say go to those things. Go to the festivals, go to the like club meetings, go to the mixers and the social events. Even if you feel like you're dreading it, or if it's daunting to you, maybe you're anxious about it, but I promise it is so worth it. Like, I basically had to just really get out of my comfort zone at the beginning of the year and push myself to go to these places and say yes to all these different events, because that's not something I would normally do. I'm normally I like being by myself. Most of my favorite activities are things I can do by myself, but I knew that if I did that, then I wouldn't have a good college experience. And so I pushed myself to do different things, meet new people, actually talk to them and answer their questions, and just try to be more open-minded. And I guess, yeah, that's just good advice in general. Just try new things, try to get out of your comfort zone, and be more open-minded. I guess I want to touch for a second on mental health in college, because I've learned that that's really important. At least at my school, they really stress mental health. I mean, it's still a very competitive school, and so it kind of drives people to be more stressed, more anxious. That's something that they want to avoid, but in a competitive school, competitive atmosphere, that's going to happen, especially in a place where you feel like you have to compete or you feel pressure. It's really good to focus on your mindset and focus on your mental state. Focus on if you're okay, if you're feeling well, if you're eating right, if you're exercising, which I did not do for most of the year. I just started exercising now, week 2, so I will be exercising this upcoming school year. Yeah, it's good to pay attention to your mental health, and I'm just realizing that now, that it's actually a really important thing, something that's not really talked about, especially in the Black community, something that should be talked about. Mental health is very important, especially in college when you're in a new place, you're not surrounded by family, friends that will understand you and know what you're going through. They might not know me, but people might not be able to see the signs. It's just a good thing to be on top of it yourself, to be able to be conscious about it and understand what you're feeling, what you're going through, and get help for it. It's okay. And one thing I learned, especially from listening to other people, is that it shouldn't be that taboo. It's something that we all need help with, something that we all need to focus on, work on. It's I've been saying this a lot, but just crucial to survival at college, crucial to thriving. Not just surviving, but thriving. I'm just gonna leave this at that. I've been talking forever, but if I've said anything that you like or agree with, or anything that resonated with you, or you want to hear more about something, you can let me know by sending me a comment. I will read them. Also, you can like this video and subscribe for future. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you soon. Bye.